true damage, plus relying on that second skill, the Phantom Step. Meanwhile, the Kimi, you need to rotate. But what is the answer? An instant assassin coming in from RRQ. I like it. The burst
Gushen.
coming in from this Gushen.
It's the Gushen coming out from RRQ. It's gonna be enough to pierce through the backlines, right? The idea here is that you have to have a diving hero. You need to have something like a Gushen that can go to the backlines, pierce through, of course, and burst down the carry and the Kimi,
Yes.
either or. And what RRQ can do with it is get another objective taker. That's why they go for the Masha.
Yeah.
I like the Granger ban here from RRQ. But however, Valier is going to be the choice here for RRQ. Could be a support, by the way.
Yeah, and plus it is indeed a deny pick coming in from RRQ. Todak, they used this Valier yesterday, but let's see what kind of support is the answer for Todak. I don't like the matchup of the carry against the Masha. It's a good 50-50, my man. This is, of course, the disarm mechanic coming in from the Masha, negating this carry to deal more damage, especially when he pops that spinning light wheel. I mean, the speedy light wheel ultimate. Let's see. But man, Todak hovering two supports right now.
It's Lolita and Leomord. I thought that they will go for the Thams just because of the fact that Masha was played on RRQ, because Thams doesn't care about the disarm mechanic coming out from the Masha. However, Leomord being played by X-Ray yesterday from Team Todak, that was really amazing plays. You know, those Lord Steals. More importantly, I think Todak, even when it's anybody who is gonna play it, not X-Ray particularly, they really want this Leomord because this is how they always tailor their draft, right?
Yes.
They want to go for team fights from the late game and from the early game until the late game. They need to have a hero that can have an impact in the fights, and that is Leomord for you.
They want clutch.
They want
action. They want action, especially with the Leomord popping the passive. Of course, with him going less than 30%, gives him extra crits. But man, the answer coming in from RRQ, it is the insurance. Let's go. Let's invest on this. It's the Claude against this Kimi, against this carry. A very successful hero, I should say, in M1, being so good in this split push type of plays.
Yeah.
Right?
I have to say that this is also an answer to the Kimi. Back in the Philippines, they use the Claude to actually take down the Kimi. What they do is go for the flicker, have the flicker in Blazing Duet, or maybe BMI in, or that's the
Black Mirror image.
Battle Mirror image. You go for a dive play with the Blazing Duet. Look for the Kimi, chase him down. If you have the full stacks on your Art of Thievery, and at least you have the Demon Hunter Sword, you can take down the Kimi for sure.
Definitely.
And you flicker out or BMI out, whichever case that you need it.
Definitely.
That is what we do, at least what we see in the Philippines, and then really like the answer here from Team RRQ.
I'll add something to that, because if the Claude gets all of those stacks,
the Art of Thievery,
even if you pull off a sprint, you cannot run away from this Art of Thievery Blazing Duet combo.
Yeah. And that's going to be interesting, right? But
that
is going to be dependent on whether or not this Claude will get the farm. If the Kimi will out-farm this Claude for sure, they will be ran over.
Definitely.
And now you are probably going to hear the crowd, even when the arena is not yet full because it's still pretty early in the morning.
Yes, of course.
You still feel the intensity of the crowd.
Of course, even though, guys, it's just one team left. One team left.
For
Team
Malaysia.
Todak. Ladies and gentlemen, please do share this stream.
Yeah.
If you are watching in YouTube Gaming, this is it, guys. The championship Sunday.
Championship Sunday.
Championship Sunday. Going back to what you've said, the Claude versus the Kimi, I don't know, because the Kimi always plays the aggressive type of invade. So with the Claude, without all of these jungles in the jungle area, how can he pull off the Art of Thievery stack mechanic? On some Claudes, they go for the Crammer, they go for the Gargoyle, or probably the Crimson Lizard, but they don't kill it immediately.
Yeah,
right? They bait it out, they wait for this. Yeah, they wait for the cooldown, and then they go back to the lane, and then they will clear the lane and then stack again.
You see the Celestial Palace of course, the blue side controlled by Todak, red side by RRQ.
Here we go.
Don't know exactly what the lane setup could be, but I can assume that this Kimmy will go mid, the Claude will go for the solo lane.
Yep.
And then you have Leomord. The Leomord to go to the off lane or the safe lane, but he's going to be the one to go for the solo play. I mean, it's going to be the Claude to be helped by perhaps the Lolita, if I remember correctly, or maybe the export. We don't know exactly as we now hop into the game.
We shall see. And the announcer said, smash them. Let's go, Malaysia. For the blue side, Lychee is going to use the Leomord Moon as the Kimi, Siku as the carry, Yone, Ino, or how do we pronounce this? Ino as the Lolita, and Nenas as the export.
From the other side, you have RRQ. That's Vin on this Valier. It's Xin on this Gushan. It's Liam on this Kufra. Tuturu on the Claude, and Lemon on this matchup.
Okay, like what we've said, Moon and Nenas here immediately going for the Gargoyle and that immediate core guard. What is the answer from Tuturu and Liam? The Crammer is falling low. Claude will get that, and then he will just BMI out. That is the poke coming in from the first kill of the Leomord.
Now, of course, the pressure is real from Team Todak. They want to go for the aggressive play this time. The Cupra with a very nice knockup onto Lychee, but Lychee will just run away.
I like how Nenas is doing the backs out play coming in from this fire missiles. Meanwhile, for the side of RRQ, it's Sin getting this crab coin in the bottom lane, eyeing to kill this carry. But this is not very good because the Lolita is there to save his life.
Look at this. They're not overly committing against the crab this time. Damage from Vin. He might go for the bridge, but of course the stun connects. Coming out from Liam. There could be enough damage, but he's threatened by the damage of the Leomord. Nice flicker away from Liam.
Nice,
this Kufra.
Nice flicker away. RRQ repelling, denying, Team Todak to get this early crab and keep the Kimi going. Look at this. The Gushan threatening Moon. They know this. There's a slight of delay to Moon's experience right now. He is aiming to get that early level 4 at around 1 minute and 30 seconds. But because of the rotations coming in from RRQ, they are negating this. Plus, they are setting up for this turtle.
What they can do is have territorial control over the turtle, as we know that RRQ will want to prioritize that. That is a Gushan. The Gushan wants to kill. He's not a natural farmer where he can just stay in lane and farm. He needs to get the kills.
Yes, of course.
Unfortunately, they haven't gotten it by 2 minutes and 26 seconds in.
He farms heroes, but man, he did get another crab coin, so that makes 300 gold. Extra 300 gold for this Claude. That is an instant boots for your items.
It's a lot of cash if you think about it.
Yes.
But now they will catch up the ultimate. Of course, nice pushback from the Valier, and Fire, of course, coming out from this export. Now they will kill him down, take him down. That's the first kill. Now being given to the Gushan as well.
4 blood coming in for Sin. That is, of course, the Deadly Blade. Here comes the dash. He will go for the slaughter, but that is a flicker coming in from Team Todak.
I really like how this, in a way, Lolita was able to take care of business, was able to help his Kimi not die against the Gushan. But what the Gushan does right now is to steal up the core guard.
Let's see, ladies and gentlemen. Team RRQ again repelling Team Todak to get this very aggressive jungle. That is a cancel onto the Numino Blast, and from behind, here comes Gushan. Sin for the win. He will get a double kill. Surprise, surprise.
What a play from the Kufra. What they did was to use the Kufra's Tyrant's Revenge to cancel the Numinon Blast. The Numinon Blast took a lot of time, and the Masha trusted his teammates so well.
Yeah.
He went in front of the Lolita with just a sliver of HP, and because of the stun from the Kufra, the knockup, was able to cancel the Numinon Blast.
This is indeed a good Gushan game coming in from Sin right now. Like what you've said, the Gushan, they don't farm minions, they farm heroes. And with 3 kills already, look at this, an early Calamity Reaper from this Claude, man.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, from this Gushan.
It's 4 minutes and 25 seconds in. That's Gushan with the mystery shop, and he wants to go for 1 versus 3. This is not a good. Still gets the kill. The Numen Blast is gonna be there, but it's not enough. Sin is still alive.
No.
What is happening? Why is he still alive? Now finally he falls, but already too late as the Claude able to take out the Kimi. Will not catch up to the Lolita. RRQ gets 2 for 1.
Sin was quite hasty right there, but again, with the help of the Calamity Reaper, he will take down 1, and Team RRQ immediately backing him up because they know that he got his power spike. This is a classic MOBA strategy, Mr. Wolf. If you know your core hero, if your team knows that your core hero has the power spike, you immediately go for this hasty kind of pickups.
Go immediately and abuse your power spike for sure. And that's Gushan that we know from the classic games, from the meta of the past year, I would say.
Yes.
Gushan, if he reaches the power spike, should be taking down his enemies. And that's the turtle being taken by Xin.
He's now level 9, man.
Level 9
level
indeed.
9.
They want to force
Nenas.
the Virag armor, and it has been forced out. Oh no. That's very scary, but of course with the help of this Kimi, Export will not be dove upon by RRQ.
Definitely, definitely. And as we look at the top lane, Masha is just having a great time against Lychee. But look at the confidence of Sin in the top lane, man. Having the Mystic Shop as well, he will definitely get his second item probably before the 8-minute mark or just in the 7-minute mark. Meanwhile, Team Todak, they're just buying time for this carry to pull off another miracle play.
Oh, they want to go for Eno this time, and they do have the damage. The Demon Hunter sword available for Tuturu. That's so much damage that you can get from the Devourer procs.
Plus
now,
you have extra 200.
Exactly. 6 kills going in favor of RRQ, but Sin gonna be able to pick up the Kimi. Gets a second kill this time. Leomord is down for the count. And now they will try to shut him down. And yes, they will. The carry is here, but of course the last Insanity is not gonna be enough.
But the disarm! The disarm mechanic from Lemon shutting down Siku.
This is amazingly done from RRQ. They put in the right ingredients and are able to cook up a good dish, and that dish well served onto Todak. That is a killing dish. They always go for the kills this time because they know that they have to abuse their power spike. Their early game control is so much in terms of kills because of the presence of Valier, the Kufra, and this Gushan.
Definitely. Definitely. The Gushan can now go for 1v2s. Meanwhile, you have extra crowd control from behind due to the Valier, plus Lemon pressuring the top lane. Team Todak right now, they need and probably a good layering of skills. Pop the Phantom Steed and give that last Insanity damage. But man, I think it's not really enough because Team RRQ, they're just too powerful right now.
They are indeed very powerful because if you think about it, Team Todak, they have good early game because of Kimi and Leomord and Export. However, their lineup is flourishing when it comes to push, not in terms of team fights. RRQ, they're very good at team fights and they're also very good at pickoffs. So in terms of the killings, RRQ definitely has got the advantage. Now Team Todak, they have to stop dying to RRQ at this point.
Let's see if the heart of the cards is true. Is this another Yu-Gi-Oh comeback for Team Todak? They are now trapped within their base, and that is the first limbo. I don't know if that's the Raptors machete from the carry, but of course it's now too late as Vin and Liam just punishing them with all of these skill shots. Liam even going for that passive, the cursed scroll. Ladies and gentlemen, 8 minutes in, RRQ, this is it.
They still have 8,000 gold ahead of Team Todak. That is how big their lead is. And I think they're waiting for the First Lord to maybe finish this thing off. And the thing is, Team Todak, they're not finding the objectives that they can. They only have taken one turret, no turtle, and that is already bad if you're drafting the Kimi carry type of composition. If you want to go for the double marksman strategy with the Kimi, you should be pushing.
Definitely. Definitely. But again, RRQ, they know this. they've been battling with Evo's Legends in terms of how to rotate.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, I've talked to one pro player. There is like nine kinds of rotations that you can do.
Wow.
And man, we don't know that yet. That's their secret.
Probably I know only 2 to 3.
Yeah.
By heart.
But again, RRQ, they're just waiting for this Masha to get this Lord. He can solo it, and then they will go for the instant push. Team Todak. Man, Sid! Oh no! He is too deep, but okay. Is there going to be a rocket? That is a stun! That is a shutdown!
A shutdown indeed!
For the Claw! I'm sorry for the Gushin!
There's a Tyrant's Revenge but a pushback, but while this is happening, the Lord already taken by the Masha. Maybe it was the plan all along. Have this Gushin sacrifice himself, create the chaos for them to take the Lord.
I don't know, man.
It probably is not.
It probably is not, but
it probably is just an accident.
An accident. But there are no accidents.
No accidents.
Says the master of the Kung Fu Panda show. 10 minutes in, Sin giving the shutdown, but again, RRQ is leading this one. That is the Lord Push coming in here in the mid lane. Here we go. Here comes the rocket from the Kimi. Here comes Gary with the ultimate. That is a disarm. The tower will fall down. Tyrants are connecting into one. That is, of course, the ball from this Cupra. But man, Finn coming in with all this searing torrents, just poking and poking. Unlimited pokes coming in from mid. Dominum Blast, but it will get cancelled out by Mr. Liam.
And in comes the Gushin, man. This is going to be scary for Team Todak. They have defended the Lord. However, they had to give up 2 of their inhibitor turrets this time onto the bottom. A little bit of pressure. That's the Turbo Masha. You have to watch out for that. If you are Team Todak, how can you defend this? They need to find the Gushin. There's the last insanity going to be used, but it's not enough. There is the initiation coming up from RRQ. There's the Phantom Steed able to take out the X-Borg. However, as RRQ will go for a 1-for-1 trade-off in exchange for getting the turret down bottom.
Nice flicker out coming in from Siku to survive. But man, mission accomplished for RRQ, getting the mid and the top tower.
1-for-1 trade-off in terms of kills, but they do get 2 inhibitor turrets.
And that is exactly a win there. What will they do right now is that they will reset. They will go back to their base, probably buy more items to win a clash. Moon going for an early winter truncheon.
Of course, the Winter Truncheon is so helpful against Team Todak. What you can do is buy the time, right? If you bait yourself, you jump in, you use all of your combo, you spend your incandescents, and just pop the Winter Truncheon if nobody else is dead. And then you have to wait for the rest of your team from RRQ to get back to the fray. That's why we can see Kufra not initiating, not being the first one to initiate.
Definitely.
But the follow-up initiations definitely on point.
Yeah.
From Liam the Kufra.
Exactly. It's all because of the pokes. Win going for those fireballs, man. It is very irritating, especially if you're a Kimi. You cannot position yourself very well, especially with this pushback. And right now, RRQ coming in, pressuring out all of the parts of the map. Here we go. That is the tower down. RRQ, will they go for the clash? There's the flicker out, coming in with the Lolita. Another stun, plus the firewall. And no, Luminum Blast for you. That is the Blazing Duet coming from the Claude. 3-man Tyrant's Revenge. Nice ultimate coming from the Kufra. That is RRQ. Got game number 1.
RRQ, they have woken up. They have found the momentum. They are definitely dominant against Team Todak at that game, starting from their first rotations. On point from RRQ, they look like they studied perfectly well what Todak can bring. And this time, if you are Team Todak, you're gonna have to ask, what went wrong? Was it the Masha? Was it the Kufra? What can we give away to RRQ so that in game number 2, they're not this comfortable?
Definitely, yes. I do agree, man. Team RRQ still the top dogs, still I should say.
On another level, I would say.
Just to answer your question, in my opinion, it's because of the early game defense. The early game defense from this Claude in the top lane. That is a Claude against a Lumord. And the Claude is definitely going to have a hard time, especially if the Lumud goes for that early level 4. But because of the art of TB repokes and Vin going for the fireballs, it negated the skimmy to get this early level 4. And that's it from there, right?
Yeah, you know what? I kind of agree with you in a sense that what they did was to fend off the members of Team Todak by trying to keep themselves safe.
Yes.
Whenever your opponents cannot invade against you, because he was able to secure the camera himself, right?
Yes.
With the last Art of Thievery, last hit. I think that's very crucial coming out from Team RRQ, because what they need to do is to not give away free objectives, free micro objectives to their opponents, because Team Todak, if they get control of the early game, it's going to be extremely hard for RRQ. Highest GPM, that's 222, 833 gold per minute.
Yes.
Incredibly high.
Incredibly high for a Claude.
Amazing
14 kills in total under 13 minutes, guys. And look at the damage dealt of this Claude.
You know what,
to
Majin?
everyone.
Would you agree with me that the Kimi carry is just so greedy in terms of the farm? Because I think we saw in the game, if you swap that for a Granger, for example, if it's Kimi Granger instead, Granger could have helped in terms of fights because of the Death Sonata and the Rhapsody.
Because,
but if you put in the carry with the Kimi, you have these weird economic issue wherein you have to allocate your budget to either just the Kimi or just the carry, because of the time spent of the carry in terms of farming is just way too high compared to a Granger.
I do agree. Plus, they don't have any kind of initiations unlike the Kufra. They depend on this Numinum Blast and the X-Borg. But man, it's about the mechanical prowess right here. RRQ, we haven't seen any kind of good Numinum Blast from that game. Always canceling it out, and due to that, like what you've said, there's no space for the carry and for the Kimi to get their power spike and to farm up jungle minions.
You know what? I had a realization that, yeah, you're right, man, Gene. I think the Kufra